Just gotta just let it. It's recording right now.
Okay.
Just so you all know, Auntie Abbie, who lives in California, she wasn't able to make it today, but she sends her love and aloha. And today we are celebrating her life because she's still with us, and we're so blessed to have this living treasure still with us today. And before you guys leave today, if you want to have her address, you can get it from Kevin, because I think she would appreciate you sending her a note to let her know how today went, because this is in her honor, as well as in the honor of all of her siblings and her parents. And just one more note, we have such a rich history, and I love talking about the history of this family. And if any of you ever want to know how our family goes back to England and further back, you can email me or call me, and I'll be happy to share that knowledge with you. I'm going to turn the time over to Kevin. Kevin's here to represent Auntie Abbie today, and we're so fortunate that Auntie Abbie has sent some words to Kevin to share with us. So here's Auntie Abbie's grandson, Kevin.
Aloha!
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 Hey, how's you guys? My name is Kevin Boehning. So with the last name like that, you gotta say it with a smile. Boehning. Looks like you guys kind of know that because the family's so big already, huh? I am Ben Yrizarry's son, who is the son of Abbie Bannister Yrizarry. So I got some things I gotta read, and I just want to share with you guys. Abbie Bannister was born November 13, 1923 in Honolulu, Hawaii. She's a descendant of the Hawaiian royalty, Ali'i. Abbie is raised in Maile, Oahu, and is the youngest of 11 children. Father's name, of course, you guys know, is Andrew Tell Bannister. Mother's name is Josephine Kekualani Mary Bertelman. Siblings are all you guys know. Sarah, Andrew Tell Bannister Jr., Victoria Bannister, Susan Bannister, Norman Bannister, William Bannister, Alexander Bannister, Thelma Wilhelmina Bannister, Harriet Bannister, Elizabeth Bannister. Wow, I think that's everybody. Abbie's a devout Catholic and has always enjoyed the outdoors. During her childhood, Abbie loved being around her family and was very close to her mom, helping her with the cooking, cleaning, and also taking care of her sister's children. She attended school but could not finish her education because she had to care for her ill mother. Later, she married Nelson Caraballo Melcy Yrizarry and had the following children: Yvette Nani Yrizarry, now Brazil; Nelson Melcy Yrizarry Jr., my father Benjamin Roy Yrizarry; Lenore Wilhelmina Yrizarry, who's now Bernard; Tyrone Barry Yrizarry, who passed away; and Nolian Adrian Yrizarry. Abbie was a strict and protective mother, but very loving and caring to her children. Her children have a deep love and respect for her, and she worked in various part-time jobs, but was mostly home raising her precious family. She still enjoys the outdoors, growing plants, and she also enjoys playing cards with her special friends. Abbie is an expert in crocheting. Because she is ambidextrous, working with fine needlework is a natural effort for her. She is now 88 years old and has 2 loving daughters living very close to her, and is blessed with her health and company. She will always be our loving mother, my grandmother. Abbie married Nelson, born April 3rd, 1919 in Kohala, Hawaii. He came from a very large family of 18 children. Mother is from Puerto Rico, and his father is from Spain. While still a young man, he came to Oahu in search of work, went to work for the Elva Sugar Plantation on Oahu. In a short time, Melcy was noticed to have a proficiency for operating equipment. He became an operator of various harvesting machinery, and during that time, the Waianae Plantation was beginning more modern harvesting techniques, and they needed a crane operator. This is the time he met Abbie, and they were married. After the plantation closed down, he went to work for the U.S. Navy. He was a Korean War veteran. Melcy was always a practicing Catholic and contributed many hours of his time for church work. He was also a very loving man and strict disciplinarian with his family and guided his children to success. He passed away at the age of 84. Now I want to share with you guys a letter from Grandma Abbie for all of you guys. Sorry she couldn't attend, but hopefully next year or when we have the next one, she'll be able to be here with my father and the rest of the Yrizarrys and the rest of our family. Greetings from Grandma Abbie to all the Bannister family. Grandma wishes each and every one of you a special aloha and the best wishes always to each and every one of you. Auntie Abbie is doing well these days, thanks be to God. She sends you all her fondest aloha and wishes that she could be here with all of us on this happy occasion. Over the years spent in California, Auntie Abbie was surely busy as a little bee. When she first came to California, her and Uncle Nelson found it hard getting used to the area, especially after living in the beautiful islands for all these years. But both Auntie Abbie and Uncle Nelson gave it a good go. You may know that Uncle Nelson was transferred from Pearl Harbor Naval Shipyard to Long Beach Naval Shipyard in 1966. After they arrived in California way back then, they settled in Long Beach for just a short period of time with a daughter, Linda, who was still single. Then they found a cute home in Huntington Beach and lived there for about 8 years. During this time, they kept both of themselves very busy working at various jobs. Auntie Abbie worked on assembling parts for the Anaconda Company in Orange County, and after Uncle Nelson retired from the shipyard, he went back to school to learn to repair typewriters. In 1973, they sold their Huntington Beach home and moved out to Yucca Valley to be close to daughter Linda and her new family. It was about this time that Grandpa Nelson suffered a major heart attack. He went to Loma Linda University Hospital for a quadruple bypass surgery and it was successful. With Grandma Abbie's help and care, he recuperated from that major emergency and got better. In the meantime, Grandma Abbie and Uncle Nelson traveled a couple more times to Hawaii to visit with daughter Yvette. She's told all the family in California that every time they come back to Hawaii for a visit, that she was treated so very beautifully by all the family there, and she is so thankful for all that hospitality. 1979, Auntie Abbie and Uncle Nelson moved out to Yucca Valley and went to live in Barstow, California, this time to be close to his son Nolian and the family. They wanted to start a family business together, but soon Nolian and his family decided to move back to the state of Maryland. So after living only 2 years in Barstow, Grandma and Grandpa moved again, this time to Boehning, California, and enjoyed 5 happy years there. Finally, they decided another change was needed, so in 1986, they moved to Las Vegas, Nevada, where they lived for 11 years. During those years in Vegas, Grandpa's health started to go downhill again. Even though it was hard, Grandma helped him to recuperate each time during and after all his illnesses. Grandpa was blessed to have such a caring wife and stayed with him all the years he was ill. She did all that she could to prolong his life on this earth, and after all that time in Vegas, they decided to move back to Oceanside, California to be close to daughters Yvette and Linda. Uncle Nelson also had a yearning to go back to the island, so they decided to return to Hawaii at the beginning of 2000. It wasn't too long after that they realized they could get used to the climate in Hawaii, so they only stayed for only over a year. They missed California so much, and Uncle Nelson's house was very bad there. Excuse me, Portuguese, I'm always talking, yeah? Thanks. By the way, I just want to say thanks to my wife Amy over here, helping take the pictures and helping organize that too. Thank you. Much better. Okay, so Grandma and Grandpa missed California so much, and Grandpa's health was very bad there. So when they returned to California, they lived for a short time with their son Tyrone in Sun City. Soon after that, they bought a home in Sun City, and at this time, Grandpa got extremely ill again and further heart problems, and he passed away in September of 2001. He was and is still missed very much by all the family. So since then, Grandma Abbie has continued to live in Sun City for 12 more years. She spent a year with daughter Linda in Fallbrook, but missed her independence and moved back to her beautiful home in Sun City. Now she is enjoying her friends and her Catholic church, St. Vincent Ferrer. Throughout the years, Grandma Abbie has been a devout Catholic. She prays every single day for all of her children, grandchildren, and all the members of her family, including all of us here in Hawaii. She always says that her Catholic faith and upbringing are responsible for all the wonderful years she has had on this earth, especially with Grandpa. Her children are a precious part of her life right now, and she is always in touch with them. She has never forgotten you and thanks and prays for the family, both living and deceased. Her special message to all of us here is to always think of our Lord and His Blessed Mother just as she does. So many of you have kept in touch with my grandmother Abbie over the years, and she has received countless pictures from many of you. And every time she gets some, she shares it with all her family back there in California. It is beautiful to learn about the family back here, and we thank God too that Grandma has been able to share all of this because she has still a keen mind and remembers so much. Her days in Hawaii were very precious to Grandma Abbie, and she recounts all the times she spent with all of you. Each of her brothers and sisters' families are extremely important to her. She tells my auntie stories about Auntie Sarah, Uncle Andrew, Auntie Vicky, Uncle Norman, Auntie Susie, Uncle Willie, Uncle Alex, Auntie Thelma, and Auntie Hattie, Auntie Elizabeth, and Josephine. It is amazing to hear about her beautiful life in Hawaii many years ago. She has really great memories of her life back home here in Hawaii. She's also told us a lot about her mom and Papa Bannister. We know that they were so generous to all of the family and even took in many of the kids to provide for them. Even Grandpa Peterson was a kind and loving husband and stepfather. What a blessing to have a grandma and grandpas who are so generous to all. Her stories about all of them will never be forgotten. Right now, Auntie Abbie has some health problems, but none so far seem to be life-threatening. She has no difficulty getting around her little community in Sun City, and she still drives. Watch out. Sorry, Grandma. However, life for her is slowing down a little, and Grandma Abbie just turned 88 years old last November, and she is still very beautiful for her age. The kids keep in touch with her regularly, and both Yvette and Linda are only about half an hour away and see her as often as possible. Also, we are all in touch by telephone at least every other day. Grandma Abbie would love to hear from you all, so please drop her a line or give her a call. She thinks about you all often, and again, wishes you all a fond aloha, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Mahalo, Kevin, for sharing all of that. Thank you, Abbie. Don't forget, you gotta take a picture of it with your beautiful wife. Representing her. Right now, we are about to be entertained by Namakani. They'll be making their way up to the front here to entertain us. And don't forget, help yourself,
Kevin.
eat up again. We've got lots of food here today. And again, thank you to Robin.